I lived in eastern Kentucky as a kid near the Red River Gorge area. I was about 11 years old, and I was always on the smaller side. I wanted to go outside and play, and normally I wouldn't have thought twice about it, but for some reason on this sunny summer day, I felt the need to ask my brother or sister to come out with me. They all begged off, so I went outside by myself. Now, our house had a gravel driveway running past it, so when you went out the side door, you stepped right onto the driveway, and it led straight off the property onto a gravel road. A short distance, maybe 100 feet down the road, and to the left was an old fruit cellar built into a low hillside, so that the gabled roof on the left side, when it was facing, sloped right down the hill, creating a small triangular space just underneath the roof there. Not much space, really, only enough for a medium-sized dog to fit into the deeper back area. There was never anything creepy about it to me, even as a kid. It was just an old, musty fruit cellar that also housed the pump to our well. So I was on a big wheel, pedaling up the gravel drive, when I suddenly felt very, very scared, and it seemed weirdly quiet. I didn't know where the fear was coming from, and at the time I recall placing my forehead down against the handlebars of the big wheel and just breathing for a moment. Then I turned my head to the right and looked at the fruit cellar. To this day, I'm not quite sure how to explain what I saw or why I so instinctively turned to look at it right without knowing where the fear was coming from, but under the roof of the fruit cellar, in the dark space created by the roof and the hillside, was a face looking at me with shining eyes. Not red glowing eyes like in some horror movie. The eyes were very dark with shining pupils. And at the time, the only word I knew to describe it was gorilla. But even at that age, it was impossible to me because the space was only large enough for the head. It just sat there in the shadows. I was so paralyzed that I just stared at it, and its shining eyes looked at me from the distance, only 50 feet. I turned my head very slowly and put it against the handlebars again, counted about 5 seconds, and then I turned my head to look back at it, thinking it must really not be there. But when I looked back, it was still staring at me.